When I say aloe vera, you probably think of that, that green gel for sunburns, or maybe that spiky plant you've got on a windowsill somewhere. It's a classic.
It really is, and that familiarity, it speaks volumes. It's one of the most reliable remedies we have, historically speaking, across so many cultures.
But today we're going past the plant, past the sticky gel. We're doing a deep dive into its concentrated high-tech version, Aloe Barbadensis Powder. We've got sources that really break down what this stuff is, how it's made, and why this powder might just be the more sustainable future for this ingredient.
And just to get everyone on the same page, Aloe barbadensis is just the scientific name for aloe vera, that's all. The real difference here is the transformation from a product that's, 99% water into this incredibly concentrated powder.
Right. So our mission here is to connect the science with the history, to give you a full picture of why this one change from gel to powder is such a huge game changer for beauty, for nutrition, and even for logistics. We want you to see that familiar plant in a whole new way.
It's all about taking an ancient remedy and making it work for the modern world, making it more powerful and way more convenient.
Okay, let's unpack this, starting with where this powder actually comes from. It's not as simple as just drying out the gel, is it?
Oh, not at all. It's way more complex. The powder is dehydrated gel from the inner leaf, sure. But if you just used heat to get rid of the moisture, you'd destroy everything that makes aloe work. All the beneficial compounds, the enzymes, the vitamins, they'd be gone.
So it's concentrated but preserved. How do they do that? How do they keep the good stuff intact?
The gold standard for this is a process called lyophilization.
Freeze frying.
Exactly, freeze drying. It's a really key detail. They flash freeze the liquid gel, then they put it under a powerful vacuum. And this lets the frozen water turn directly into a gas. It's called sublimation. So it skips the liquid phase entirely.
Which would be the damaging part.
Precise.
That makes so much sense. By avoiding heat in that liquid stage, you're basically locking in all the good stuff. The compounds stay active, but the water's gone.
That's it. You're left with this incredibly potent powder. That's what true concentration is.
And this pursuit of potency, it isn't new. Here's where it gets really interesting. This plant has a history that goes back thousands of years.
And that history is so important for understanding why it's still so popular. We're talking about ancient Egyptians, Greeks, Romans. They all knew how powerful this plant was. This wasn't just guesswork.
And we have specific stories, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't just some general folk remedy.
Not at all. Cleopatra, you could call her the original beauty influencer. She supposedly used it all the time in her beauty rituals.
And it wasn't just for beauty.
No. Alexander the Great reportedly used it to treat his soldiers' wounds on campaigns.
That context just shows how much trust people have had in this plant for so long.
Yeah.
But, okay, if they could just slice open a leaf back then, why do we need this high-tech powder today? What's the real benefit for us?
That's the core question, isn't it? And for you, the learner, it really boils down to, I'd say, convenience, potency, and just sheer versatility. Let's start with potency.
The more bang for your buck factor.
Absolutely. When you remove all that water, you're left with a much higher dose of the active compounds. But let's get more specific than just vitamins. The real power comes from high molecular weight polysaccharides, specifically a compound called acemannan.
Acemannan now. That's a great little nugget of information right there.
It is. Aceman is known to help modulate the immune system, and it promotes cell regeneration. So when you get rid of 99% of the water, you are dramatically increasing the density of those molecules. That's the real secret to the powder's power.
So we're talking about something much deeper than just hydration. We're targeting the plant's core healing mechanisms in a super concentrated form.
Which leads right into convenience. Fresh gel just doesn't last. I remember I bought a huge tub of liquid aloe once, and I just watched it get cloudy in the fridge until I had to throw it out. That experience alone makes the case for the powder.
Oh, I've done that too. And if you travel or just don't want to deal with a plant or spoiled products, the powder is just so practical. You can sit in your cabinet for months, even years, and it's still good to go.
And that stability is what makes it so versatile. The powder dissolves into almost any liquid, unlike a clumpy gel.
Which means it can go into anything: lotions, creams, nutritional supplements, or just your own at-home DIY mixes.
Exactly. It's perfect for making your own blends or just adding a measured dose to a drink in the morning.
Okay, let's shift to that. How can you, the listener, actually use this powder right now?
For topical use, it's really straightforward. You can mix a tiny bit of the powder with some water, and instantly you've made your own soothing gel.
So if you get a surprise sunburn, you can just whip that up. It takes up no space in a beach bag or a first aid kit until you need it.
It's also fantastic for custom skincare. You could make a rejuvenating face mask, for instance. Our sources suggest combining it with a bit of honey, maybe a drop of an essential oil. That's great for hydration and for calming down irritated skin.
And for hair, I've seen people mix it with something like coconut oil for a hair mask.
Yeah, that's a great application. It helps soothe the scalp and can strengthen the hair because you're delivering those concentrated nutrients directly.
Okay, and then there's ingestion. This is where the nutritional aspect really kicks in.
Right. Adding a small, measured amount of a food-grade powder to a smoothie can be a real health kick. Aloe is pretty famous for its digestive benefits, for helping soothe the gut lining.
Now, anytime we talk about ingesting a concentrated powder, we have to talk about safety. This is where that food-grade distinction is so important. Is it actually safe to eat?
This is a critical point, and the answer is yes, but only if it is certified food grade and it's been processed correctly. The big safety concern with the aloe plant is a compound called aloin.
Aloin. Okay, what is that and why is it a problem?
Aloin is that bitter yellow latex that you find just under the outer skin of the leaf. It's a very, very potent laxative. And if you ingest too much, it can cause some serious digestive problems.
So the key to a good food-grade powder isn't just that it's concentrated, it's that a specific toxin has been removed.
Exactly. High-quality powders go through a filtration process specifically to remove the aloin. That leaves you with just the pure, beneficial inner gel compounds like ace-mannan. So you really must check the label to make sure it says it's purified for consumption.
And for sensitive skin, it's still a great option, right?
Yeah.
Those anti-inflammatory properties should help calm redness.
Oh, absolutely. The concentrated soothing properties make it an exceptional choice for anyone with reactive or sensitive skin. It provides that deep hydration without any extra irritating ingredients.
So we have the history, the science, the convenience, and the safety. But there's one more layer here that's really important. So what does this all mean for the planet?
And that brings us to sustainability. First, the plant itself. Aloe vera is an incredibly sustainable crop. It's very hardy, it's drought resistant, and it can grow in soil where other crops can't.
So it doesn't need a ton of water like a lot of other wellness crops. That's a huge plus.
Yeah.
But hold on a second. You said creating this powder requires freeze-drying lyophilization. That sounds like it uses a lot of energy. Doesn't that kind of undermine the sustainability argument compared to just bottling the gel?
That is a fantastic point and a really important one. And yes, the initial energy for that process is high, but you have to look at the entire supply chain. Liquid aloe products are 99% water. Think about the fuel it takes to ship all that water around the world.
Ah, I see. So it's the difference between shipping a truck full of water versus a truck full of very light powder.
Exactly. When you factor in the reduced weight, the smaller packaging, and the fact that you don't need refrigeration during transport or storage, the powder's overall carbon footprint is often much, much lower than the liquids.
So choosing the powder actually supports a greener supply chain. It's a great example of how less volume can actually mean a much bigger positive impact.
This deep dive has really shown how just taking out the water can completely revolutionize a classic ingredient. We've gone from Cleopatra and Alexander the Great all the way to this modern, potent, and surprisingly sustainable powder.
Aloe Barbadensis powder really is a testament to how traditional remedies can adapt. It's found its perfect place in the modern wellness world.
So whether you want a nutritional boost for your gut, a stable remedy for your skin, or you're just looking for the most eco-friendly option, this concentrated powder is a true game changer.
And to leave you with a final thought, if this process of careful dehydration can make an ancient remedy like aloe so much more effective and convenient for us today, well, what other traditional healing ingredients, things that are held back by being perishable or bulky, could be transformed in the same way into these powerful, shelf-stable powders? It really opens up a whole world of possibilities.
It's something to think about as you look at your own wellness ingredients. Thanks for learning with us.